The secret to influencing people without saying a word. Change your life in silence with this power. Have you noticed that no matter how much you talk, explain, or argue, some people just don't seem to listen? And the curious thing is, sometimes those same people change their attitude when you decide to stay silent. How is that possible? What many don't realize is that the true power to influence someone doesn't lie in the words you say, but in the thoughts and energy you project. It may sound counterintuitive, but it's the truth. You can influence anyone without saying a single word. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Most people go through life believing they need persuasion techniques, charisma, or a good conversation to change others' minds. But believe me, the true power is beyond words. What I'm going to teach you in this video will challenge everything you've learned about influencing others. If you've tried everything, from endless arguments to convincing with logic, and things still didn't go your way, then you're missing the one thing I'll show you today. I know what you might be thinking. Is this some kind of manipulation? How can I get people to change without even talking to them? No, we're not talking about cheap tricks or manipulation. The secret is something much deeper and more powerful. What I'm about to reveal is an ancient principle used by brilliant minds and influential leaders throughout the centuries. And the best part, you already have this skill within you. You just need to learn how to use it effectively. And the best part, this power of influence is quick and effective. With just a few simple adjustments in how you think and direct your intentions, you can start seeing results in a few days, sometimes even in a few hours. Imagine this, a work meeting where everyone starts listening to what you have to say, a difficult relationship that suddenly becomes more harmonious, all without you having to raise your voice or say an extra word. I'm not exaggerating, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to put this into practice. If you're tired of trying to convince people with words and not seeing results, and you're ready to discover how to use your inner power to influence silently, then stay with me until the end of this video. Today, I'm going to show you a new path, a path that few people know, but that has the power to completely transform the way you connect with others. Silent influence. Tell me something. Have you ever thought about how you truly influence those around you? Often, we believe it's all about words, what we say, how we argue, our tone of voice. But what almost nobody realizes is that true influence happens before you even open your mouth. Yes, that's right. The way you feel, what you believe about yourself and others, is already sending a message long before the words come out. And here's the most interesting part. People pick up on this, even without realizing it. It's not magic or mystery. It's simply how energy works. Think about it. Have you ever entered a room where, even without anyone saying a word, you immediately felt a heavy atmosphere? Or, on the contrary, have you ever been around someone who just made you feel good and lighter, even without a deep conversation? This happens because, as human beings, we are constantly sending and receiving energetic signals. What you think and feel creates a kind of vibrational field that people around you pick up on, and they react to it, often automatically, without even realizing it. The fascinating thing is this: people aren't just responding to what you say, but primarily to what you think about them. Here's a practical example. Imagine you're meeting someone you consider difficult, someone you feel never listens to you. Even before you start talking, your mind is already projecting this expectation. This person is never going to listen to me. They'll always disagree with me. And that's exactly what happens. The energy you're transmitting, this negative expectation, is picked up, and the person reacts the way you predicted. But here's the secret. You can change this. Let's flip the script. What if, before this meeting, you completely changed how you think about the person? What if, instead of imagining them ignoring you, you visualized them listening attentively, interested in what you have to say? What if, mentally, you saw them as cooperative, open to dialogue? When you change your energy, your vibration, the other person's response also changes. It may not be immediate, but you'll notice subtle changes, like a softer tone of voice, more openness in the conversation. And this happens because, even without a word, you've already influenced the interaction with what you felt and projected. You might be wondering, does this really work? And I can tell you with complete certainty, yes, it does. Many powerful people already intuitively master this. Great leaders, negotiators, and those who seem charismatic understand this principle, even if unconsciously. They know that true influence happens from the inside out. What you transmit with your mind and heart is infinitely more powerful than any argument you could construct. And the best part, You can start practicing this now, in any interaction. The more you train, the more natural it becomes. Thought waves, the power of the unconscious. Have you ever thought of someone, and shortly after, they call or message you? Or entered a room and felt like everyone sensed your presence without you doing anything special? That's not coincidence. There's an explanation for these sensations, and it lies in what we call thought waves. Here's the truth. Your thoughts have tremendous power, far greater than you imagine. Every time you think of something, whether it's a person, a situation, or even a wish, you're emitting energy, like invisible radio waves that spread through the air and influence everything and everyone around you. These thought waves are always at work, whether you're aware of them or not. The most amazing part is that our subconscious acts like an antenna that picks up these waves, both the ones we send and the ones we receive. When you think intensely about something, you're not only creating a mental image, but also sending out an energetic signal that others can pick up. That's why, sometimes, you can feel what someone is thinking or sense someone's mood without them needing to say a word. Our minds are connected in ways we are just beginning to understand. Imagine the impact this can have on your interactions. If, without realizing it, you're already sending signals with your thoughts, what would happen if you started doing this intentionally? Here's a practical example. Let's say you're about to enter an important meeting but are already feeling anxious, thinking people will disagree with you. What happens? You start sending thought waves that communicate insecurity and apprehension. Without you saying a word, others sense this energy, and somehow, the meeting turns out to be tenser than you expected. This happens because, unconsciously, your thought waves already prepared the environment for this outcome. But here's the key point. If your thoughts can influence negatively, they can also influence positively. Here's where you can turn things around. Instead of going into that meeting with fear and insecurity, you can use your thought waves to your advantage. Visualize the environment positively. Imagine people being receptive. See the conversation flowing harmoniously. By doing this, you're emitting waves that convey confidence and optimism, and believe me, those around you will pick up on it and respond accordingly. The best part is that, with practice, this technique becomes almost natural, and you gain more control over how others respond to you. It might seem almost magical, but it's not magic. It's simply how our minds are connected. Science is starting to explore this field, and more research shows that our thoughts have a real impact on the environment and people around us. And when you start to notice this, you can begin to use this power consciously, whether to improve interactions at work, with friends, or even in unexpected situations. The more aware you become of the thought waves you're emitting, the more control you have over the outcomes you want to see. The transformation is in your hands. The true power isn't in well-crafted arguments or eloquent words. It's in your energy, your thoughts, and how you direct them consciously. And the most amazing thing is that the more you practice these techniques, the more natural it becomes. People will start responding to you differently, and you'll realize that, effortlessly, you're creating an environment of cooperation, harmony, and success around you. And the best part is, you can apply this in any area of your life, in your personal relationships, at work, and even with strangers. Over time, you become the kind of person who can transform the environment just by being there. This isn't a magical ability, it's a human skill that's within your reach, and you can start using it today. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who could benefit from these techniques, and subscribe to the channel. Every day, I bring more tips like these to help you create the life you've always dreamed of. See you in the next video.